Hello nerds everywhere, and welcome to another tailored collection video where we unbox and review hot toys among other collectibles that we add to our ever-growing collection. Today is Anakin Skywalker from the Ahsoka series in the flashback in his Clone Wars styled armor. We are gonna unbox him obviously and take a look at all of his accessories and pose him up, take a look at the outfit, what's different from the first version that we got, that is a straight Clone Wars animation style look for the Anakin figure. So we'll take a look at some comparisons and then finish off the video with some posing at the end here. Now we have the box, very typical Star Wars style V-taper black and gray box here. Nothing too special, kind of what we come to expect with the Star Wars boxes, but overall they're fine. We aren't really here for the box overall, but figured we'd take a look at it real quick anyway. It is on par kind of with the Ahsoka series figures that we've gotten in the last couple months, with the World Between Worlds kind of logo background, space background on that banner, then a couple pictures of the figure himself on the banner as well, and on the back just some legal information, partnerships with Hot Toys, all that cool stuff. But let's get him unboxed here and see what he looks like. First off, we got this slip cover on the front of three figures that we get from the flashback scene, Anakin being the main one up top, Padawan, Ahsoka, and Clone Rex. And that Ahsoka is going to be the next Hot Toys reviewed on this channel. But first off, and the smell from this box is super heavy. It smells like leather. And the classic Hot Toys smell kind of wafting in my face off the top. A lot of plastic around this guy, but so far so good. He looks kind of better than I expected. The head sculpt, like I was saying up top, is quite controversial. A lot of people do not like this head sculpt, me being one of them at first when I saw him. But let's go ahead and take out everything in the box and take a closer look here. We'll start off with the display base, a sandy style base that does not have footprints on it, thank goodness. And then a metal nameplate at the top. Anakin Skywalker is what it says there, just plain old Anakin Skywalker. And the sand is painted very, very well. Got this crotch grabber, adjustable crotch grabber up top as well. Putting that away, moving on to the blades real quick. The saturation is terrible. This is the swooshing style blade, made to look like he's swinging the lightsaber through the air, which is fine. This one, just the regular style blade. I mean, it's barely tinted blue. Yeah, I don't know. It's terrible. They need to saturate these better. I've been tempted to just paint my own lightsabers at this point because they're so bad with no lights going through them. Then we got some holographic characters that we can stick into a little holo projector. This one is Obi-Wan. Looks nice. Reuse. This one is Captain Rex, I do believe, which is also reuse, I'm pretty sure. They look great though. I don't have anything to complain about with that, that's for sure. And this is Ahsoka holo projector, I don't believe is reuse. I might be wrong though, I gotta double check. I think this one though looks like the Ahsoka that we got in the Ahsoka series, so I don't believe this one is a reuse, but I'll have to double check that at the end. And then this is the holo projector that he comes with, the typical like Jedi holo projector that most Jedi have, and these just plug in straight to that port on the top there. Here's the back side of that holo projector with some nice detail and no port. Here is the light up style saber that we get, and then we get an identical style non-light up saber, and beautiful. The paint is very well done, very shiny, very chrome. Got that gold activation switch panel on there as well, and we get 2 cover clip styles to put in that little port that you see on the hilt. One that's longer that you can slip the CoverTech wheel into the clip, and the other one is just a flat CoverTech wheel that does not hold in his CoverTech clip on his belt. And then these are what I was excited for the most. This is my most anticipated thing about this figure, is these blaster bolts that are supposed to look like they're deflecting off of the lightsaber. Would it have been better if the lightsaber was as saturated as the darkest spot on the blaster effect? Yes, definitely, but these look crispy. They're gonna be fun to use, most definitely. Moving on to some hands real quick. We got an open style gesturing hand for his left side that is sculpted beautifully. These gloved hands are amazing. The wrinkles, the texture, the folding, all in the palm area and then around the knuckles, hands, and all that. Just beautiful. Very well done. We get 2 lightsaber holding hands, one for each side, thankfully. They are softer plastic, so it's pretty easy to slip the lightsaber in and out with no extra force needed at all. This is the left one that we get, same pretty much sculpt from the right side, and then we get 2 closed fist styled hands as well. And with the last one there was a mismatch between color on left and right. This one, same color for both sides. And then last off here, I didn't include it in the shot, but we do get the junction box and then a clip that can maybe or maybe not go on the crotch grabber to have it instead of it sitting on his belt with the other clip. And now for the figure himself, getting him on the turntable so we can take a good look at good old Anakin boy himself. And I was initially not going to pick this guy up. Head sculpt did not thrill me when I first saw this release go up for pre-order. Even when I saw the blogger photos, he just looked very, very sad. But being able to move the eyes around, I'm sure we can fix that expression quite a bit, honestly. And with the upgrades and what I believe to be leather boots, belt, and whatnot, and as far as his entire outfit being a huge upgrade, more texture, better colors, I think, and it's canon. I mean, this is what we see in live-action TV show, so I figured why not getting him off the turntable, though. See him here, and really, this is the best likeness to Hayden Christensen that I can see personally. I mean, the other figures are fine. This one is very, very well done. I think they've done really good with the Darth Vader heads that are battle damage for the Hayden Christensen likeness. I mean, with this one, though, I can see it from every angle. He just looks a little sad. Let's take the head sculpt off, though, so we can get a better look and talk about it a little bit deeper here. Like I was saying, the likeness is amazing. Ooh, got the sculpted hair too, with the furls coming out and some loose and sculpted hair coming off of them is very well done. But the expression will be definitely able to change with the look of the eyes, and the hair on here is sculpted amazingly. It is truly beautiful. Their sculpted hair has been killing it lately, and with this piece, it's making me think more about the artisan line and if it's even necessary. I mean, their sculpted hair is beautiful, and I don't have to mess with it at all. So there's that. I mean, even how the hair is not as metallic-y as some of the other ones. You can definitely see it so that there's highlights here, but the color overall is nicely blended throughout the entire head sculpt. You got sideburns as well. I mean, just everything. The sculpted detail here is beautiful with the hair and the likeness, I think. But you can move the eyes around as well, which, like I said, is going to change this expression immensely. It's going to, that, yeah. Looking off to the side a little bit, or straight on, even off to the side just a smidge. It looks like Hayden from every angle, I think. Most definitely. Even right there. Ooh, he doesn't look as sad, right? Maybe right there he looks kind of sad. But I think that's due to the shape or the sculpt of the brows. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's the pursed lips as well. It's held on with the clear clip that you can just pop right back on. I used to hate those for some reason. I couldn't figure them out as well. They wouldn't always secure nicely for me right away. But moving on to his armor, it is beat up a little bit. It's got some nice texture to it, some scratches, weathering, all that good stuff. It is done very nicely. It's like old armor, it seems like, that he would have found in some Jedi temple or something, and then started using it during the Clone Wars. The nice Jedi symbol on the side that is kind of muted. And then moving down a little bit, we'll take a look at his outfit. And you can see the texture on there, sort of. I think the camera's having a little bit of a hard time picking up that extra detail in there. But the under tunic is just nice. It's not quite lightweight, but it's a nice, a little bit thicker fabric that holds its shape pretty nicely, easy to pose with. Over on his right side, we got his gauntlet on his arm that has great detail, like stitching detail in it and stitching detail in the sculpt, which is beautiful. And then on the other side, just got like a leather hand wrap, or gauntlet wrap, I should say. The details, the folding, the creasing over each other is very, very cool. Looks amazing. On the inside, you can see that it looks like all that is getting pulled to his hand, which is accurate to simulate some gravity here. And then there is a wire on the bottom side of his main tunic, but not on the front, just on the very bottom. So all the way around, you can see here, these parts, you are able to bend them and move them around, make it a little bit more dynamic. The front part, like I was just saying, is not wired at all, unfortunately. Moving on to his belt, though, which I believe is leather. It smells, well, it actually reeks. First of all, it reeks like actual leather. First thing that you notice when opening up this figure, I think. It looks amazing. You can see there his cover tech clip to hold his lightsaber on his side, and now you use that long pin to put in the saber to clip on his belt. Everything's held in with Velcro at the back here. Everything's a little bit thicker too, so that's also what makes me think this is leather. All the boxes on his belt do not open. They're all sculpted in place, non-functional, which is fine because they're really small. You wouldn't be able to really put anything in there anyway. The skirt underpiece here is the same material as all the red pieces that you see on him for his undergarments. And moving down to the boots, which are also leather, I believe. They have a different feel to them, a little bit better texture. They're not as waxy, I think I would say. So well done here. Everything's a little bit thicker too, like I was saying with the belt. Like the straps that they've created are a little bit thicker, which is usually a sign that it's real leather because there's a backing to it. But yeah, these are beautiful, beautiful boots from top to bottom. They don't articulate that well, to be honest, and everything kind of bunches up at the back here, like you can see if you move that. Leaving it there for a long period of time, I still wouldn't do. Even though it's real leather, it's not gonna like crack or flake on you at all. I'd just be careful long term, just so you don't get extra creases in the boots. But they look truly fantastic here. They're full sculpted tread on the bottom as well. We'll see that in a minute. I forgot to show them off here though. But yeah, outfit top to bottom is hitting all marks for me, definitely. Alright, and let's move on to a little bit of a comparison segment between these two Clone Wars Anakins. One being from live action, one being a kind of imagination of Anakin and what he would have looked like in his clone armor in live action. Very cool and very similar overall. The boots look a little bit different. Here you see the tread on both sides that are the same between each figure, but yeah, you can see there too, there's a different sheen to each boot. One being pleather, one being, I believe, actual leather. And I just like the red that they used a little bit more for his undersuit, and the texture that they used for the blue parts on his new outfit a lot better. Let's take a look at the light up function on Anakin's saber as well. That goes to the junction box and with just a little cord hanging out of the hilt. I was gonna hook up the junction box on the crotch grabber, but the little clip that goes in the junction box and is supposed to clip on, well, here's that. It's completely broken. I tried to just snap it on like I do normally with the other ones, and it completely snapped off. I don't even think this is actually able to go on there. I could have been doing it completely wrong and just forced my way a little bit too much, and it snapped. I don't know what they were thinking with that, because it definitely did not go on smoothly for me. Here it is, the light up with the lights on. Not terrible. You can see right through the blade though. The lights are on, yes. And here with the lights off, that looks a ton better. It looks actually like a 1/6 scale lightsaber blasting off in front of us. Here it is one more time. Boom, just like that. I think it looks really good in the dark, but other than that, I will not be using this with my Anakin figure. And real quick, before we get into all the posing and stuff, something I do need to note: when moving this guy around, his armor neck seal is rubbing off the paint. It's actually plastic neck seal. There's no rubber or foam or anything around this edge here, and it's so tight around the neck that like any kind of posing is rubbing up against the neck, and straight off took the paint off on the neck piece here, and there's that little black spot on his Adam's apple that is rubbing off as well. So that's something to note with this figure. Keep that in mind. Alright, concluding with Anakin Skywalker in his Clone Wars armor from the Ahsoka series. This guy, I think, looks phenomenal. He's got some padding at his chest and an ab section that kind of bulk him up a little bit, and I thought it was overkill. But seeing it from all angles, the proportions are kind of spot on. Like even rewatching the show again with the episode that the flashback happened, it looks really good. The armor is a little bit awkward fitting, but that's how it looked in the show, I think. Proportions are spot on. This looks like an actual 1/6 scale Hayden Christensen standing in front of us in his Clone Wars armor. The first attempt looked like a toy, I think. It looked like an imagination of him in his armor, and the proportions weren't all there. This overall is a huge upgrade on every aspect. The head sculpt, the tailoring, outfit, the leather for the boots and the belt, and the proportions overall. And then once again with the head sculpt and the likeness, that blows out that other one in my opinion. But you can move the eyes as well. So if you don't like the expression, you think he looks maybe a little bit too sad or whatever, you can move those eyes around to make his expression a little bit different. I think this is their best Hayden Christensen head sculpt so far, most definitely. Even with the ones, actually, I don't have the damaged Darth Vader from like the Force Unleashed game, that inspired look, but as Anakin Skywalker, this one is their best figure for me, best likeness overall. I also don't have the artisan head sculpt either, but the expression is different, and that's what the people online were talking about ever since this release, and probably why it's not selling as highly, but this guy is so good. He's so cool. The blast effects for the lightsaber as well. I can give one to Obi, I can give one to Anakin, and they'll look like they're battling some droids on the shelf. I think that is super cool, something that they should have done for lightsabers a long time ago. Thankfully, we have them now, and I would expect them to be coming out with every Jedi figure in the future. That's my hope, at least. Overall, there is the only thing bad I have to say about this is the armor piece around his neck. There's no padding or anything to protect the paint on his neck. It is rubbing off. I will have to be careful. I try to push down the armor on his chest, shoulder armor down more to get it fit a little bit more snugly when posing, and that's always going to be a challenge because that neck and head sculpt wants to just pop off every time I try to push it down a little bit, and it's rubbing on that paint. So be careful with that. But otherwise, guys, I don't see why you wouldn't want to pick this up if you have the other one. I'm going to be just selling that, and this is the new Clone Wars Anakin in my collection. It looks 1,000 times better standing next to this Obi-Wan, and I think he's a real upgrade. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. More to come. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.